Everybody, welcome to a new episode of Somos. Today's guest is Delphi Priestess. She's been traveling to many sacred sites all over the world, from Peru to Nepal, through the Himalayas to Greece, Egypt. She's an energy healer, a yoga instructor, a sacred feminine worker, sound bath instructor, cartologist as well. She's joined, so let's invite her over. I've sent you the, no, wait. All right, Delphi, I've sent you the invitation. Let me know if you receive it. There we go. Hello, Delphi.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well as well. Thank you for asking. I just came back from a trip with the family, so I'm excited to have this conversation. Just to let the listeners know, we met each other in 2024 in September at the Lionsgate portal in 888 at Pachamama, Campinahuasi. It was such a powerful event. Maybe we'll talk about that later on, but to start over the conversation, Delphi, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, about a little bit about you, about your story, so we can get started from there. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Excited to be in this call. I've been looking forward to share my love for the world and my spiritual experiences. So I've been on this spiritual path for 10 years now. I started with the yoga. Yogic path was long, I would say, because I started with, like most of us, more like, the physical part of yoga. And then I went through the spiritual part of yoga, and now I'm a Kundalini yoga and Yin yoga master. I do also energy healing, and I've been working on healing the woman within and existing as a woman. I felt in this world of men has been, at times very challenging. So I wanted to share also that with other women so we can gather and bring a little bit more feminine energy in this world. I
Yes.
mean, about bringing balancing with others, because we are all made of feminine energy. So if we just work on one side, one polarity, then we are imbalanced. So it's to bring the self back. It's about union. It's about, you know, um,
Yeah.
it's a love story basically. It's about you know uh, getting to know the other polarity, and it's a long love story, I think.
I love that. I love the love story, and as a wise person once said, it's all about the story, right? It's all about the journey, about the path. So, thank you for the healing journey that you've been on, and I love your little mermaid tale. It's so nice. To start off the conversation, I like to start talking about the Neptune lines. If you could tell us about what are the Neptune lines, what does Neptune archetype represent, and I think it has to do as well with, I don't know much about it, but it has to do with astrocartography, I think.
Yes, yes,
So if you could talk to us a little bit about these Neptune lines and the your own
yes.
spiritual path, and what do they
So,
represent?
yes, so basically, when you are in your spiritual path, of course, we all are different. We are all called to different things. But for me, I had a big calling or reconnecting with the sea and with the energy of my rising. So basically, I have, a very big connection with Neptune. So Neptune lines was, in my case, very interesting when it was crossing Neptune with Venus. So the Venus line is, of course, being like healing the feminine, being in our feminine energy, and connect to the Venus sign that you have. Like, for instance, some people have. It's interesting to see the Venus sign, because the Venus and the Neptune sign are about magical. It's like the mystical lover. It's Neptune is about it's a magician. It's the artist, but it's the magician too. So you can have a lot of spiritual experiences on those lines, and then when it's combined with Venus, you can really have a lot of healing too, a lot of you know ancestral trauma release, and yeah.
And how can we connect with this Neptune or Venus energy? Like, let's say I want to like start walking the path towards this Neptune energy or Venus, this love, embodying all these. Like, how can I connect with these energies? Yeah.
So of course it's part of the journey. Someone else will tell me that they have a big connection with Mercury or with another planet. Of course we are all different, so everyone is needed. We all have a purpose to serve here. But for me, it was, of course, I had to heal the Venus because this was something meant for me to guide other women probably one day, and to share my initiation basically. And but Venus is from Cyprus, so of course, if you go to the islands of Cyprus, you will feel very connected to Venus too. Otherwise, you can check in your birth chart where your Venus line are crossing. You can calculate that. I offer also services for that if people are interested to check different places where they could connect with their Venus or Neptune's line.
Talking about Neptune and you saying that like you connect with water. I've also seen that you are like connected with mermaid energy, like as we
Yes,
can see that you have in your third eye right now.
yes.
Could you talk to us a little bit about mermaid energy? Like, what does it represent? How's connecting and tapping into that energy been for you?
Yes. So for me, swimming was the way for me to heal. The first time I was diving, and I was really experiencing a lot of joy. It was basically wow. I was realizing also my because I have a lot of fire, like a fire energy, Ampita in the Ayurveda. So I felt like water was actually not just cooling me off; it was really like healing me. And I'm called Delphine, so I have a very big, not just planets connecting with me, but also it's my element, literally. So I felt like, yes, that water is necessary every day for me to be able to be actually. So in the sense of um, being the delphine, it's connecting with water, and swimming for me was activating the yin energy because when you swim, when you are in water, you are basically healing your body from the very fiery yang energy. Can be another science for the people, but literally, water is majorly feminine energy, and it's connecting you naturally to your yin, soft, deep energy, and that's the symbol of mermaids going into bigger depths.
Mm. I love that because I also feel that way because I was like I am a fire sign, I'm Aries, and I also have like this fire in me, and I felt like the calling of the sea, like to live there for a while and just being in the sea, near the sea, or just I try to go as often as I can just to the ocean and just being there, floating there, and just releasing all this that doesn't serve me anymore, and just floating by like water does, right? It just like on the water cycle or on rivers, it just flows. It stops
Yeah,
resisting and it just goes with like you're talking about like these lines and astrology as well. Like if your intuition is telling you to go to some place, like don't resist yourself, like be open to that invitation that the world is telling you. And you also talking about like going into depths. How has that experience been for you, like going into your own depths? Because I think it's a must, like it's necessary like to go into your own depths if you want to know yourself better. Like, who am I? Like, why am I here, or what is my purpose? Something like you must be willing to go within, and that going within is sometimes not as like as comfortable as we'd like it to be, but it's part of the process. Feeling that uncomfortable sensations. How has going through your own depths been for you, and like knowing yourself more?
So at the beginning, I think it was a big ego death
Mm.
because being is not about doing, and the doing comes probably afterwards. You know, first you will have to be and to accept whatever is coming, and sometimes we want something, but what we want is not what we need, or you know, sometimes spirit has another plan for us. So most of the time, God has a different plan for us. So yeah, a lot of acceptance, a lot of um, surrender. Um,
Yeah, I felt that as well in my path. Just be willing to surrender. I actually got this last year that I started my own path into expressing myself and sharing what I've been through. This came very, very strongly in many different times. Just surrender, surrender. Be willing to let go. Be willing to, because for us to change, for us to evolve, we must be willing to let go. Let
yeah,
go.
and to die. It's like every time we die again and again
Mm.
from something we thought we were, and it's like a spiritual death every time, and it's a lot of grief sometimes, but it brings you closer to what true love is, eternity, and God too.
Mm. I love that. Yeah. And yes,
Yes,
this like,
basically, we are all one.
yeah, yeah. And that's what's beautiful about it. Like, we like meeting in our paths, it has helped me because like your own path is a reflection of mine, and you like seeing others around you evolve is me evolving as well. And
Yes,
when we like go through this evolution, like to meet these new things or these dreams that we have, we must be willing to let go. And this is the process that you talk about
yes,
be willing to die. And
yes.
die, it doesn't mean like physically, it's
Yeah, not bringing the sailors down to make them lose themselves. It's more about losing the mask that they are carrying and finding truth in bigger depths. Hmm.
oh, that's powerful. Yeah. Talking about bigger depths, I actually got this message. I think
Each
it was
depth.
in 2023, connecting with whales. One of the things they taught me is that if you want to know yourself, you must be willing to go like into your own depths, into like into these deep, deep waters that maybe light may not reach there, and it's like obscure, and it's uncomfortable, that the sensations that you feel, but it's part of the path, because we must be willing like to embrace these depths and these shadows, that because it's ourself as well. And
Yeah, it's
we,
a journey of love, basically, because every time we come closer to a higher type of love, I think it's a journey of love. Hmm.
yeah, and also like this letting go is like willing to let go and to detach ourselves from things. It's also like opening spaces for us to fill that space with something more, with a new relationship, with a new project that we might have, or a new house that we want to move, or a place we want to travel. Is we must be willing to detach and let go for us to empty ourselves, to have space for new things to come in, right? Uh,
That's true. It's a lot of for me, it was a lot of hermit mode, basically, being alone with yourself.
yeah, I was that way too for a while, and it's not easy, like uh, going in that hermit mode, because it's you against yourself, and it takes a lot of will and like inner strength to be willing to walk that path, because at times you must do it alone, and you may think we're alone, but we have these spiritual friends with us, no? And
Yes, and soul family, they are like stars. They are not always there, but they show us the way sometimes or catch up.
that's beautiful, yeah. Or like our ancestors, that they all live through us, right? And they live through you, and so you, because like everybody's the chosen one in their own story, and you have to be willing to accept, like, yes, I am the, like, the hero of my own journey. And when you decide that and you embody that, like, it's like a movie, right? Like your ancestors start coming through, and angels or spiritual
Yeah,
guides.
and
So
that's the fascinating part, I think, to connect with them, to be part of that journey.
yeah, and like mermaids as well, or like, how do you, like, nature elementals,
Yes,
and how is like mermaid energy like compared to like other like elementals, like nature spirits? How is mermaid energy? Is it more like about self-love? Is it about feminine archetype? Is it about like be willing to swim? Like, how would you describe like mermaid energy, you know?
I would say it's very they are very sensitive beings. So they feel everything, they know, they see you. And because of that, they will also take their distance if it's, if it's, if it's not, if it's like misunderstood, or because they know and they feel you, and they love you unconditionally. But I mean, it depends which mermaids. Of course, like people, you have different mermaids, different um, because they are mystical beings, so different energies.
Mhm.
But in general, they feel you, they sense you, they can smell you. They can be also a little bit playful, uh, a little bit trickster at times to play,
Oh.
but not in. I didn't find them nasty. I found them more like a little bit more enchanter. They would take
Ooh.
you with them, and you would feel this energy so magical that it would be hard to come back, and you want to stay there. It's, you don't want to. You will feel literally the ocean calling you, and
Wow. That sounds like the legends of mermaids. That like
yes,
their singing is so pure and so magnetic that
yes,
you want to stay there. Like you don't want to leave, and
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
like lure
yeah.
you in, right?
They say that Calypso kept at least 6 years Ulysses, from his trip back to his wife. So she kept him 6 years.
A mermaid?
Cal-
Wow.
the song? There is a song of Calypso in Spanish, actually.
I think I've heard it with a Y, Calypso.
Hmm.
I think I've heard it, but is that
Kept Ulysse. She's famous for that, for keeping Ulysse, because she was so in love with Ulysse. She wanted to keep it. I mean, it's a mermaid thing. So sometimes you have to let go. Say, okay, I love him, but it's okay. He can go.
wow, wow. But is Calypso like a story?
Yes.
And they made a song about it? Okay.
Yes, it's like in the mythology. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll research it later tonight. All right. Um, and talking about like this feminine energy and yeah, like this sacred feminine archetype, I also see that you do dance. Uh, what can you tell us about dance and how has it helped you embody this sacred feminine that you are? How would you describe, or how can you explain to the listeners about the importance of dancing, or how has it helped you like in your own path?
Yes. Dancing is basically the best way to connect with the feminine energy within somebody. So, um, you know, um, I practice also yin yoga, which really helped me to basically soften when I was back then so much in my masculine energy, but dancing is embodying literally the feminine within. So it's to embody the goddess within that you start to dance, to start to connect with your own warmth, with your own wisdom. It's
Wow.
healing literally the warmth.
Wow, that sounds so powerful. And when you were saying that, I got like these images of like India or Middle East that they do like lots of dancing, and some of their gods or goddesses they
Yeah,
do these sacred dance, right?
yeah,
And they like enter in these trance states where they
yeah. And even in the Indian culture, masculines are dancing. Like Shiva is dancing to recreate and after destruction. So he's dancing basically within, and after he's a dancer. But here we are talking about the water energy, the yin energy. So it would be on percussions that I would work because I would connect with the warmth and the water. It's like the heartbeats of the baby inside the belly.
mm,
Is to activate that healing and rebirth feeling. So we would work with darukas, with percussions and yes, in this type of music. Of course, it can be self-expression, like what I was organizing when I was in Thailand, but it can also be belly dance. It can be many types of dance. I mean, power dance can be also useful. We don't have to be so. It's more about exploring the self than being a performance.
mm,
Um, yeah, it's about exploring who we are and awakening the feminine, the goddess within. Then, um, you know, doing any performances.
I love that. I maybe can relate it to like art. It's just about like exploring myself, like what do I have within me that wants to come out, and the only way to know it's like to start tapping in and to take a little
Like,
bit of action, right?
yes, it's like when you were sitting in the, at the fire ceremony and listening to the tambourine, and connecting with that heartbeat and of yours and remembering.
Yeah, I sometimes feel that in ceremonies where we're just meditating and you just listen to music, like I maybe want to get up and dance like physically, but everybody's sitting down or lying, so I just like start dancing like in my imagination because like that's what my spirit wants to do, right? So, uh,
Yeah,
and it's very powerful as well because we may like I'm generalizing, right? But like we as a society may see dance as something that we do only like at parties or on a dance floor or
but
when
I think when people can finally be after playing their roles, whatever they are doing in societies, they can finally be, and that's why
yeah,
it's so popular because people can finally let go of that etiquette and just it's their moments basically.
I love that. Yeah, and also like letting people know that we don't need to be like at a party or we don't need to be drinking to,
Yes,
to be willing to let go of all that masks. Like we can dance alone in your room. You can
yes,
dance alone at wherever you are, and just and
if,
if you don't want,
yes.
yeah,
And in India, we organize ecstatic dance with cacao, and there is no alcohol, so people can dance together. They can dance however they want to, look like. Some people comes with a lot of fancy, sparkly, flashy clothes, and some others are just, in their spiritual hermit mode. They're dancing with themselves, and everyone is welcome, and I love that.
I love that.
Just bring yourself.
Yeah, that gives me such joy because it's just like everybody having fun and not judging each other. Like somebody may seem crazy to you that he's making those dance moves, but he's being himself, herself.
Yeah,
So
wonderful.
yeah,
This is for free other people at times, and other people, you know, we are all there for a reason. We all have a purpose to serve.
Yeah. And I love what you said about just like being in the moment, like you thinking that like you're in the spotlight, like just dancing because you're finally being yourself and just like moving the energy as well, because it may, yeah, I sometimes also feel like it may be a form of therapy, sorry, that you may have something stuck or something
Yeah,
blocked or something like that, and when you dance you
you
move.
move the energy.
Yeah, right.
I love that. The ecstatic dance we were organizing was mind blowing. Well, I had some very big visions during those sessions, and wow, it was the music was so powerful.
Wow.
It literally, we are traveling. It's a spiritual dance. It was a big trip, yeah.
When you were saying that about traveling, I remembered like here in Mexico they have also in different countries, but they have like the sun dance and the moon dance that
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
I think they do it once a year or twice. I don't remember. But they do it, and for days they're just like dancing and dancing and moving around and singing, and
Wow.
as you said, I remember this because you said like about the visions, and our ancestors did that, just like dance for days, and if you think you're tired, like it's just an illusion in a way. But when you dance, you do get these
Yeah,
visions.
that's
You do
true.
get on these like states of trance that you can tap into.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I've always like loved dancing and just like moving yourself around and whatever may seem to other people like you're just being yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we did when we were, you know, we were younger. We were not thinking too much about it, I think. I mean, some other people were connecting maybe in a different way, but most of us, it's a natural thing to do, to
Yeah,
gather for joy and to move.
yeah.
That's
Let's do more dance parties.
yeah,
um,
love that
and
events.
also like you being, as you said right now, like on Thailand or on Middle East or India, like you've been like to all these different places. But I remember that when we met after you went to the Amazonias in Brazil, and I remember you telling me a little bit about your experience, but back then, that it was like very powerful, and just like going in the Amazonian and meeting like the native people there. How was your trip to the Amazonas, to Brazil, to this like very like
Well, for me,
nature intense?
Il and the music of the Yawanawas and in general, like the indigenous music from Brazil, was something I danced the first time on when I was a child.
Oh, really? Wow.
First music I danced on when I was a child. So the tambourine and everything when I arrived, it was just magical. For me, Brazil is a place of my soul. So I always wanted to go there when I was younger, and then finally I found my way to get, you know, to get there with, you know, a purpose that was meant for me because a shaman from Siberia told me I would go to Brazil one day, and it
Oh,
finally happened. And so I went to Brazil several times after that. But when I was in Amazonia with the Yawanawas, it's something that I think my soul knew I would do because uh, it was just aligned. They took me with them back home, and it was just like, okay, let's go. They were telling me, okay, you have to, you know, give the rapé to the people with the pipe because they need your feminine and love. So you have to share that to the people because
you were the one blowing the rapé?
yes, they
Wow,
were.
that's crazy.
And I mean, awakening a lot of people, but they were telling me that I have to come with them to do that. It's my purpose now. It's time to work. It's not anymore the first phase that you just go for the ayahuasca. No, now it's time to share.
Wow, wow, that's very I don't know, special in a way, but because
Yeah,
I don't think they let anybody just like derrape to people, because it's like all the time we go to temazcales here, they always say that, and also in Peru they say like tobacco is one of the most sacred plants to the to the indigenous people, right? So
very yes.
wow, that's beautiful. Um, Also, like to these different places that you've been, like how has been your experiences? Because I feel that when you travel to these like sacred sites, that you're tapping into maybe past lives that you've been there before, or just tapping into frequencies or energy that is in that specific place. How has been like this path for you, like traveling to many different places in the world, like reintegrating like fractals or like part of yourself, like from all these different sacred sites, like Himalayas or Andean territory, or Amazonia, Peru, or right now that you're in Ecuador, like you go into all these different places. Do you feel like the universe, the great spirit guides you to these places,
Yes.
or yeah, how has been your experiences like going to all these places? Right?
One time when I was in Egypt, my grandfather that passed away, so that is on the other side, was trying to communicate with me that it was time to leave Egypt. And Egypt is a place where I feel very much at home. So I'm very comfortable there. But too much comfortable is, not always meant to stay very long. It's just a phase where you go and you get to recharge a little bit, and then you're supposed to go elsewhere. And it was really hard for me to leave. That's the hard part. When you have to leave, you have to realize that time passed, and you have to be more present, because at some point it's going to be finished. This moment is going to be finished, so you will have to move to the next place. And that's the hard part, I think, to say goodbye. It's not a goodbye forever, but and my grandfather was showing me that it was time to go to India, and I finally surrendered to go to India. But yeah, it was a hard time to say goodbye to Egypt, I think. It's a very feminine energy in Egypt, so it was very, very nurturing.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. Saying goodbye, it's always like, because you know it has to come to an end, and you do have to say goodbye, because like that's the way things work, like change and evolution. But and that's what we were talking about earlier, about like detachment and be willing, that's why like savoring every moment, every present
Yeah.
moment, and just like, because there is only right now, and that's very powerful. And you learn these things going to these places and experiencing this, having to say goodbye and not wanting
Yes,
to.
and sometimes things to say goodbye to you too. For instance, I had a statue of Jesus that I was carrying with me almost everywhere, and it stayed in India.
Wow.
There's nothing I could do about it. Jesus stayed in India.
Yeah, that has happened to me with I always like to travel like with crystals, you know, and sometimes they get lost, and sometimes I don't find them, and sometimes like the crystal tells me like, leave me here, I want to be here, or leave me in this body of water, or in this
Yes, exactly.
and it's fun in a way, because like it got to you for a moment, and then you have to say goodbye, and it's part of like this process, right? um but talking about this like healing, that like you're an instructor and you're like are a master at this like helping people in the path that you've been on, and like if you've healed yourself, like you can help heal others, or like tell them in a way like which path to take, or help them, or be a guide for them. But I also see that you do sound healing or sound baths. Could you explain to us a little bit about the, not the importance, but like the power that lies within sound, like how can humanity tap into this technology, because sound technology is very real, and as you said that we are three-fourths water, we're mostly water, and like when you put certain frequencies on water, it starts making different geometries or different forms. Like how has been your experiences um, helping others with sound healing, or maybe yourself in some sessions?
Sound is a frequency, so we can heal people with, with frequency. And I think it's the new medicine of the world will be healing people with frequencies. And so when I do sound baths to people, I do also sound massage. And when I work on a one-to-one session, I, of course, work on, getting the person relaxed so that they can get access to their higher self, or to their, to their guides, to the healing that is supposed to happen. So after a few minutes of sound massage, people normally are already like disconnecting from, whatever they were doing in the matrix. They are already like connected. Yes.
Yeah, I love that you said about this like technology, because I do believe that sound is technology, and that many of these sacred sites that we don't know how they were built, like me at least, I believe that they were built with sound technology. And as humanity, like as a whole, we've not forgotten, but we've just like put our attention in different things, forgetting about the importance and the power of sound. Because like this diet, or this our body that is the temple of God in a way, like is not about only what we eat, what we put inside. It's also what we listen to, or what we see. And listening to some sounds or some frequencies can truly help you heal. And it's so powerful. And it may be the sound of waves, or the sound of birds, or as you do like bowls, right? And yeah, that's so powerful. And also like energy work, that you do this energy work or energy healing. How would you describe this? Because I do think that this is like the original medicine, like energy
Yes.
work, because we are all energy, right? But how would you describe energy healing or energy work to someone that doesn't know anything about it?
So I speak about universal Reiki, energy healing, because that's what people mainly know. And I do say that I work with crystals, but I don't give them so much information unless they ask for it. Because most of the people, are not really aware about, their spiritual, powers, or, they don't connect often with their guides. So I don't want to scare them, or I don't want them to connect too much with the mental. I try that they mainly relax, and that they get to experience the self, the higher self. So I explain them that it's gonna be a spiritual experience, that we will be working with Reiki and other techniques, that I will let their guides guide me to whatever is supposed to happen. Because normally, I can't say in advance. I can see, I can feel in advance what will happen, but on that day it might be full moon, new moon, something else might rise up, might be more important to deal with than something from their life path that we know that it's also important to deal with. So it might be, several sessions happening, and one might be, let's say, predominant.
Mm, that's powerful. Yeah, because as you said, like not knowing what will happen and all that, it sounds like magic, right? Like doing magic and working with energy and all that. But like circling back to Neptune before asking like one of the final questions to wrap it up. Could you talk to us more about like Neptune and the importance of Neptune in this year? Because like this year Neptune has already entered, I think, in Aries. Like what does that mean? What does that mean, like for us at a personal level and like at a collective level as humanity? Like
But
Neptune being where it is right now.
I think the effects will start on the 12th, though. But it's already changing. We can feel a shift today already. Yes. And I think for us light workers, it's gonna be the time we can share whatever we came here to do with the world, because we have been in this Pisces energy for a long time. So it was we were hidden, we were to some extent not really sharing our truths fully. Maybe we were doing it on a smaller level, or we were busy with other stuff, and all this finally having to change or getting basically transformed. Nothing is getting lost, it's getting transformed to some new systems, new structures, new jobs will also come with AI. Will be dealing with more I would say robotic type of which is good because it can
Yeah,
help light workers and energy healers to make business, so
yeah,
that this new era is going to be about consciousness.
yeah. Like this new like Aquarian age that we're entering to, like it, like is the technology like of our body, and also like these things that we've been talking about, like sound healing or energy work or like being uncomfortable or going through the depths, but also about outer technology, and that's like AI or blockchain. And we like I feel a lot of resistance and friction right now, like as humanity with these new technologies. Like we don't want it, but at the same time we do. And but it's inevitable. Like you cannot stop technology because it's evolution. It's like an ever ascending spiral of consciousness evolving in a way. And AI is here to help us. It's here to help us. We just gotta find the right way to do it, because it's a tool, and a tool can be used for many different things, right? Um, but yeah, it's a new era that's arriving, and that it's already here in a way. And as we were talking about, like it takes a lot of detachment and be willing to let go, because if you're not willing to let go, or if you're not willing to embrace death, you cannot have something new. You cannot have the birth of what's coming. So it's like a tricky situation, right? Where we have to be willing to let go of what was, and like be open to what's new. But what's new, we don't know what's gonna be. Like we have to co-create it, right? Ourselves, and with Gaia, and with AI, and like as a circle, right? And talking about circles, I like to end up talking about the trip we went to on Peru, the 888. How was that? Because for me it was like, wow, so crazy. Like getting to listen to these elders and just receiving their wisdom. How was that experience for you on the Lionsgate portal on Campina Wasi? And yeah, how was that experience for you?
I felt that I was everything was coming towards us, right? It was the soul family, the friends, the people we probably know from past lives. It was everything was aligned. We didn't have to search for it. It was coming, and it was fantastic. It was a very powerful place of healing too. I had a very major healing, especially after the chanting in the when we were doing the Temazcal, was very
Mm,
powerful for me. Hmm.
yeah, and also after, as you were saying, I remembered that we were also part of the people that after the event we went to Ausangate, right?
Yes, yes, it was like the prophecy was happening. like the north and the south were meeting together, and we were sharing. And yeah, it was. I was just how to say, from yes, I felt that I was the only one that was really from the north, that I was saying maybe next time we should invite some shamans from Siberia so that they can be part of this too, because they, you know, they were connecting with the wolf songs and stuff. I think it's, you know, interesting. Or people from maybe because we had one girl that had ancestors from Mongolia, you know.
I think I remember. Yes.
Interesting, yeah. Because we are yeah, both connected.
Yeah, and as you said, the prophecy, I was right now remembering too that actually an elder from Ecuador came like at the last days, and she was
Yes,
the one that received both feathers. So
yes,
in a way, that was a prophecy, right? Because
yes,
equator is like the middle, and
yes,
like the she
exactly,
got like a feather of an eagle and a feather of a condor. So
exactly. It's like we were witnessing the prophecy happening, and that we were all there at the same time. For me, I just met you know, Marlene a couple days before it happened. It was just incredible that I could even be there. It was just a miracle. Everything, you know, aligned. And I felt we were probably priests and priestesses from a past life that we all gathered again together, you know, in that place. I felt this was something that was written.
yeah, and the energy, I still remember. I will never forget. Like the energy that day at that precise moment, I thought like it was in a ceremony. Like the
And a
the
condor.
energy was so intense, and wow, I don't know how to describe it, but it was so high. It's been so many few times that I felt like that, but that precise moment was so special, and you could feel the energy and see the eyes of people that we were all
Yeah,
like, what the hell is going on, right?
it was, and a condor was flying beyond the temple, you know. It
That's
was,
and
they,
and a falcon too.
yes. And then the mermaid, we saw a mermaid in the lake of Usangate with
Yeah,
Marlene and one guy that was from Australia. I forgot his name. He took the picture, and we saw her face. That was the first time for me that I saw
I remember
a,
that.
a picture of a real ghost. I mean, normally I hear them, I see them, but from that we see it on a picture. That was the first time.
Oh my God, the veil is thinning every day a bit more, right? That's so wild. I love that you're talking about like connecting with this spirit or ghosts or these entities that may not be like, I don't know how to say it, but we may not see it with our physical eyes, but that doesn't mean they're not there or that they're not real, right? So yeah, and yeah, that was such a powerful event. Like I'm still
But
like in a way like digesting certain things that happened that day.
yeah, yeah. It was very, very intense also because we were doing rituals all day. I remember we were very tired. We were sleeping really well.
Yeah, yeah, something that the water was cold when we showered, so that
Yeah, but
every time,
it was somehow feasible. We did it.
yeah, yeah. No, it was so nice. It was so nice, and that cherry on top, like the trip at the end, ending with us going to Ausangate, like riding horses to the top of the mountain.
Wow, yes.
It was
The
so magical.
wilder horse, and they were so special.
Yeah,
It was
I,
so
I I still remember dreams that I had that night. It was crazy. I remember also that I woke up and the water I had was completely frozen. Like it was so cold that the water froze. Um, but Delphi, I have here questions that I ask every guest, but I don't know if you want to talk
yes.
about something else before the questions or we go to the questions. Okay, there are three questions, small questions, but I like to ask every guest. So the first one is, how do you imagine the new Earth?
I think, I hope it's gonna be AI dealing with, you know, a lot of jobs that are less useful for humanity, and us connecting, I mean us humans connecting more with the spiritual realm. I hope, um, but if it's like 80%, 20%, then maybe 20% will be connecting with spirituality, and maybe 80% will be, uh, you know, dealing with probably adversities. But I hope it's not gonna, be too much wars. I hope it's not gonna be too much, hunger, too much troubles. But sometimes to transform, we need to let go of stuff and systems, and sometimes it comes with, a lot of catastrophes. So I hope it's just gonna be less catastrophes and more changes on a structural way. But this is not, this is. I saw that there would be some wars, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, because I had some visions about that there will be wars for sure. Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now, actually, like
Mhm.
the wars and all that. So yeah, we're going through it. Like I do believe that right now, like we're in the apocalypse.
Yes,
Because
I'm
a-
sure.
a- apocalypse, like in the etymology, means like the unveiling, right? Just letting you know what's always been there. Like stop trying to hide things and just show us what's always been there, right?
But
Um,
also in the Bible, they describe it very well, like the fake, the fake Messiah that only want powers, and you can recognize them how they love, to
yeah,
see if they actually love, or if they only care about their ego. Then you know who is in front of you, and that's good. People can learn from that, I think.
yeah, me too. All right. Second question: if you could summarize the most important things, the most important thing that you've learned in your path in one phrase or paragraph, what would it be?
A journey towards the self is a journey of um, rebirthing, death, and love. So you learn to love, you learn to. It's a journey of love, basically, because you learn so many facets of yourself, and the way you love is becoming more um, unconditional.
Yeah, and that's being a like one of the most important parts of my process. It's just self love, right? Just unconditional love, like learning to love myself, like the man I see in the mirror, like learning to love my shadows, like forgiving myself for things that I maybe like still tell things about myself, like no, forgive yourself, like love yourself. It's all about love. And I just said like this rebirthing, because rebirthing uh, requires death, right? And it's not easy. It's not fun, right? But
No, no.
it's part of. Uh,
Yes, and also sharing, because sometimes you feel like, okay, if they all want destruction, what am I gonna do on this planet? you know. But I think mermaids come from Orion, and from Ithaca, from that. So you can see, okay, my roots are suffering on planet Earth, but okay, you're never really alone. You have soul family members. You don't have to do it alone. You can ask for support from your guides, and yeah, it's hard because sometimes you have to, you know leave patterns that don't serve you to grow in your own path. And I think that's the hardest part, to really, it's like an onion saying goodbye to everything and everyone, and to choose the self no matter what.
Yeah, I love that. Choose the self no matter what. Yeah, that's self sovereignty, right? Like not from an ego point, but like it's me first because if I want to help others, I must help myself first, right? I cannot give something that I don't have.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, last one. In your opinion, what's the thing humanity needs most right now?
Sorry.
In your opinion, what's the thing humanity needs most right now?
I think people need the most right now is love. But it was all the time. I mean, every being needs love. It's all about love when you see, even for pets, their life changed when they found love, you know. So, um, yeah, for all of us, it's about love. It's a journey of love. And people will say, oh, no, it's actually eternal. So the love you give will come back to you at some point. It's not about getting something, it's about, being, and then you can share that. And when you share, it's like coming back in multiple way. It's like exponential. Yeah, but yeah, in this world of led by ego, it's a hard thing to explain then, but
Yeah.
it's our task anyway. And even if it's 20%, it's 20%.
Yeah. We must do our work, even if it's like
That,
a little grain of sand. It's something like it's because the micro is the macro, right? So every
yeah,
action, every
exactly,
small action matters.
exactly. And yeah, and you are the ocean.
Hey, you are the ocean too. We are the ocean.
Yeah, we are the ocean.
I love it. Yeah, I love the ocean overall, and I love that we got to talk about like mermaids and the ocean and going into our depths because I think that's what's required now. You know, not required, but in a way,
Yeah,
just be willing to because for us to know ourselves, we have to be willing to
to
go
see,
into those deep waters and to like
to see the hidden truths about ourselves.
yeah. Because the hidden truth about myself is the hidden truth about humanity. The hidden truth about yourself is because you are like a fractal of everything. So, and as you said, like it's about how and what we share. Because if you share, I listen and I remember, and that's why it's like a loop that's always for the better sharing. Just
Yeah,
share, share, share. Uh, but
exactly.
it's easier said than done. That's why we go
No,
step by
but
step.
think, oh, but we share it and someone is copying us and they are stealing our, ideas, and they steal our jobs. They can steal what is not meant for you.
Mm,
What you're only inspiring them so far.
yeah.
So, and it's not stealing because it's like, it's like becoming an energy, and it's shared in the world, and it's important. It's like, you know
Yeah, yeah.
sending them yeah, sound, and it's creating a bigger wave.
Oh, I love that. Yes, I love waves. All right, that's why we gotta learn to surf the waves, right?
Yeah, that's
uh,
the hard.
well, Delphi, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful conversation. I'll upload this to YouTube, Spotify, and yeah, I don't know if you have any last words before we end the live.
Don't be afraid to break like a wave, because you learn, to become bigger, or to become happier, or more yourself. So it's uh, it's part of life.
Embrace the wave, be the
Yeah.
wave,
Yes,
embody
that's
the wave.
the wave. Yeah.
All
Deep
right,
and flowing,
yay, let's flow.
unbreakable.
Uh, thank you,
Um,
Delphine. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for accepting. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of the month, rest of the year, and we'll keep talking. Much love. Thank you very much. Thank you for all who joined as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the joy, and thank you for being. Thank you. Thank you for the masculine too.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the feminine. I appreciate it. Bye, Delphine. Much love.